Okay. Who was able to make the 7 p.m. show and tell? Because I didn't.
I did not.
I know, and I know as
I did.
when Vicky did and Kathy did. Pat, did you? Well, yeah. Did it go okay? Was there good stuff? What did I miss?
Yeah, it was fun. It was small, but it was still nice.
Yeah, I felt like there was a lot of comments of people not being able to make it. So yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to show and tell.
Oh, but you came anyway. So that's what we like anyways. We just jab.
No,
Gab.
I didn't.
So today was English paper piecing went up today. I'm having somebody look at the website because I've got all this stuff that's scheduled and then it doesn't go live and then I go in there and it's sitting right there and it's live, but it's not anyways. So yeah.
I couldn't find it. I couldn't get it to work real early this morning, but then I'm earlier than you.
Yep. Yeah.
So I was going to check back and I got busy and I couldn't. So I'm hoping that the English paper piecing pieces I've got are huge.
Oh, yeah.
Big?
Yeah, you can do any kind of size you want. The bigger might be a little harder. Only the bigger is easier if you're doing it by machine. The bigger is harder if you're doing it by hand. So you might want to try to do them smaller. Where was that one, Kathy, inside the post that you printed it from?
No, I can't print at home. This is something that I've had for a long time and I've been going to do it and just haven't.
Okay, I gotcha.
But it's pretty big.
Oh, that's from the paper pieces. Yes,
small.
yeah. Yeah, and it depends on their technique. I'm trying to think it later on. So this month is all about gathering your materials, and then there's a reference of a few different patterns that you can look at that are within the site and stuff. And so you can gather the materials for that if you want to try something like that. There is one that's like a pin cushion, and then there's like a doll size quilt and it has like an elongated hexagon, and I can show those. But yeah, this month is kind of like looking at the patterns, gathering your materials, and then next month is about first steps.
Okay, good. That'll give me time to do it.
Yeah.
I think Elaine's in Hill City, there's a gas station I think I've told you about where there's really cool stuff. I think she has some of the smaller pieces.
The smaller
too.
pieces?
Template. I'm gonna go see.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
No, I'm gonna have to look. I don't, because I just quickly glanced at it, but there should be something within those patterns that are inside the IAQ. There more than likely is a template, because I know the ones for like the elongated English paper piecing, it would have a template for it. So some of them might have the template included already.
Okay, I'll check that out because I have some stuff I have to bring to a printer anyway. So
yeah,
I'll do that and get it that way then.
Yeah. Cool. And depending on what you print on, so we can talk about the different things to make your templates out of. So cardstock is one, so it's a little heavier paper and you can use it more than one time. Regular paper is okay. It does wear out a little bit quicker and isn't as stiff. And then the clear plastic file folder, like dividers and stuff, you can use those as well and cut them out. Depending on the pattern you're doing will determine like how many pieces you'll need to start off with. But with the plastic and stuff, you can reuse them. I know paper pieces, what you had earlier, they have the cardstock, and then they have, I believe they have a paper or a plastic one as well. So,
but this isn't quite heavy as cardstock, but it's not quite thin as paper. And I can request cardstock too.
Yeah.
There.
So there's a few different options, and you might want to give a couple of them a try, because you might find that you like the heavier, and then other cases you're like, I can't maneuver or pick it out, or, you know, so you like the thin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just use regular printer paper.
Printer paper, Bobby. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
You like
and
that?
then I do because it's heavy enough that it holds up while you're, moving things around, and you can use the glue stick, tack things down. But it's also thin enough so that when you go to rip afterwards, it comes out pretty easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also do it on a 1.5 inch stitch so that it rips really easy.
Mm. With your sewing machine.
Yes.
Yeah, so you do hexagons with your sewing machine.
Oh, sorry. See, I was moving from room to room. Not
Oh, you're
hexy.
doing paper piecing.
I'm doing English paper piecing. I'm so sorry.
The English paper
I-
piecing is
That's
hand,
okay.
paper piecing is by machine, but similar sort of, not really, but yeah. Yeah, and you can
Yeah,
do
I-
English
I've done
paper
paper
piecing by
piecing.
machine. I almost think there's a product out
I
there.
do like paper piecing.
Yeah, paper piecing is
In
nice.
fact, I think I have some thinner paper that's for that. Careful there, girl. My
Yes,
new sewing
for
machine
English-
should be here in a couple weeks. Yay!
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Oh, and you've got a visitor today.
Oh, yes. I feel bad. I came in from outside and I couldn't see and I kicked her and I thought she'd maybe never speak to me again for a while. And here she is.
You're like, why are you right there? Hmm. Oh, we have a
you did-
Christine. Christine, welcome. You don't have video on, which is totally fine, but just wanted to make sure that we welcome you. Did you want to introduce yourself at all? Maybe I missed an introduction prior. I don't know. No.
Okay.
So what's everybody been up to? So the English paper piecing popped in today, and then we did have Homestead, the 4th section go up, and I saw a few of you have been working on those, and those look really good. Anybody have any questions as far as projects, stock, you need help with fabric picking, anything? What are Q&As today? What do you need?
You work with your QCR, that ruler for the ruler thing?
What's your question, Vicky?
I just found mine again, finally. I had lost it.
Well, congratulations. Are you going to
Now
try
I
it
can
out?
watch the videos and do my part.
Okay, so you're going to try it out.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was supposed to try it out ahead of time, but I lost the ruler.
Oh, that's right. Well,
I
welcome to
ordered
the
one, but
ruler.
it hasn't come.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, you'll have to try it. I mean, does anybody have any questions about that? The videos should help pretty good. And I mean, if you hate it, you end up with a 4 patch, you could make a tiny pillow or wall hanging and be done with it. So
I'm not going to hate it because I want to make that nativity quilt.
I know. Does that one use the mini or the other one?
I don't know. I bought them both at the same time.
Okay. Okay.
I wasn't taking any chances.
Yeah, the nativity one is adorable. Is anybody else going to try that one?
I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure yet. Yeah.
Now I've been working on foundation piecing pattern
Oh,
pieces.
which one is this?
I'm still working on Amanda's quilt
Oh,
and so I have 41 of the squares done now. I'm cutting more of the blocks.
well, congratulations. 41's a pretty good number.
Yeah, there's 77 in the quilt. So I'm over halfway.
Yes, you are. And you've made it before, so you know what you're doing,
Yes, kind of, sort of.
right? That's the whole idea. Is like it should
I
go
made
faster.
all those stupid mistakes when we had the
The retreat.
retreat. So at least I'm not cutting off pieces that I've sewn on.
Yes,
now.
you're like, I should be not repeating the what not to do next. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although yesterday when I was cutting, I did cut one block too small. And I thought,
Classic.
okay, well,
Oh, after
All
it
right.
was done, you trimmed it down?
no. I've got to cut all these pieces. And so I'm cutting out of a 10-inch square, I'm cutting 7.5 by 6.5.
Oh,
And I'm trying to center it so that I get pretty patterns.
that's horrible. A 7.5 by 6.5. I would cut it wrong every time because I'd forget what my first cut was. Like, oh, I just
Well,
did
yeah,
that.
one
And
of them
then-
is now, one of them I ended up cutting 5.5 by 7.5.
Yes.
So it's a little, if it was by 7, I could kind of,
Yeah.
but no.
Mm.
So anyway, that's what I've been doing. I've not been I've got the pattern for the QCR curved
Yes.
printed.
Yeah.
It's there. It's ready to start. I've got the ruler.
Nice.
And I got some new templates to try the flying geese for the
For the homestead.
homestead.
What technique are you going to use with the homestead?
I'm
So
gonna
it's-
try those Marty Michelle templates. I got her flying geese templates. and I'm
Okay,
gonna
so-
try those.
Are you the one that was asking about that in there, Penny?
I was.
Yeah, I
Has-
saw a couple comments, but mine was like, I've never used them. So has anybody else ever used them? Did you ever
No.
get, no. I'm sure she has videos though, does she not?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So, I found Gnome Angel. I don't know if any of you seen
Yes,
her,
Angie, yes.
Angie Wilson, and she is getting ready to start her 100 blocks in 100 days challenge.
Okay, and you're gonna do it.
Well, maybe. I maybe I signed up for it. I bought the pattern, but she talks about
okay, so
using,
you're doing the pattern with it too. Okay.
yeah. And so she suggested using the Marty Michelle templates. And before I spent money on a bunch of templates, I wondered if anybody used them and if they were actually easier than cutting all of the pieces out.
Yeah,
So I'll tell you how the flying geese thing works.
okay, good. Yeah, let
Because
us
you-
know.
Yeah, because she doesn't do it the way that we do it. You know, it's
Right.
not flipped. She cuts the pieces, but you do it with the template, so everything's supposed to fit.
Yes, I mean, if you think about it, that's exactly how they did it back in the day. They took the
Yeah, and-
newspapers and they made their templates and then they cut their pieces out, pinned them and cut them out with the scissors, just like clothes, like clothes patterns. It's the same idea.
Right.
So
And that's what she's, when I watched the videos about the templates, that's what she said. She says, I was never going to use templates again, ever,
Yeah.
ever. And they talked her into designing these. And she said, I love them
yeah,
because it's just it uses less fabric. There's less waste. So
yes, yeah. It's yeah. So, that's fun. I was just looking on Gnome Angel to see if she had a tutorial using curves because she talked about them, and I didn't see anything there. So you're just gonna have to go to
no, but
Michelle for them.
if you go on YouTube, Marty Michelle has her own
Yeah. Well, you will
channel.
have to report in as to how everything is going. Janice has.
Well,
it
I
all
will
on her
in 2
page.
weeks. In 2 weeks, I hope to have at least made the flying geese.
Right. Okay. Yes. Yeah. All right. That's awesome. Oh, welcome Amber and Monica. So we were talking about English paper piecing, the QCR mini ruler. So for our techniques, asking questions, Kathy's unpicking, Janet's giving love to kitty cats. Kathy's cat came in.
Yep.
And he signed up for Gnome Angels, 100 days, 100 quilt blocks.
Oh, you have a good memory. I've been cutting material and I'm making a, I don't know if you can see it. I can't
Yeah.
see where I am. but
Yeah.
This here has light and dark. So I'm going to use this for one of the strips, that for the next one. And then I love this material, but you can't see a lot of it in the log cabin, but that one,
Oh, that's fun.
you'll have to get off of here, but I've got some of this and another one. And I want to do the curved one So I'm kind of excited about this and I'll see how it goes, but I've
Yeah.
got almost everything done and I'm going to use a white on white for the curved part.
Is this for the granny square? Yes.
No, it's just because I really want to do this. It's something
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to, this is just a curved log cabin. Is that the same as the
Oh,
granny?
Is it like
Okay.
is it like the twisted log cabin?
I think it's
Um,
similar to the one Judy did, isn't it?
Because I did it. I did a twisted log.
Yeah,
Oh no, that's different than mine when I did.
yeah. And then I don't know if I'm going to place them like that, but I want to make a queen size one. So I'm cutting out a lot more than this, but
Oh, yeah, Kathy, that's a lot.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It is. I've been cutting and cutting, but I've got that part done. I haven't cut the individual strips, but I'm excited to see how it goes.
They're beautiful colors. That'll be really pretty when it's done.
Doesn't
Is it
Yeah.
really curved or is it just?
it looks curved?
Okay.
Because these the white ones are 1.5 inches
Mhm.
rather, and these are 2.5. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And Judy
Yeah,
finished
so it's
one
gonna be a
recently as
huge-
too. It might be in the community and hers was, I almost think hers was more swirly than that one. But yeah, it makes it move because of the size of strips changes.
Yeah, and you can
totally.
lay them like any log cabin any way you want. So I'll have fun playing with it once I get them together. But
Yeah, because you might end up with one of the darks in that white area or something like that instead of the white. So yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
I'm,
Because the
I'm
secondary pattern will show up.
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about that. I've been doing so much of the block of the month stuff and I love it and I'm learning a ton, but it's triangles.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm friends with triangles. I'm ready to do something else.
Yeah.
And this my
So you're
husband
like,
gave
I'm
me.
gonna do straight lines, but they
Yeah.
look curved.
Yes, it'll look the illusion. My husband gave me money for Mother's Day, so I had to go buy material.
Oh, congratulations. Yes, did everybody have a good Mother's Day? Ours
Yeah.
was busy. We had church and then we had a lunch at a park and then we came home and my husband forgot he was supposed to bake potatoes for that evening. So we heard and put him in the oven and then left right when they were done to go to the dinner. So it was like we didn't have any downtime, but it was good. It was fun and nice. We did family. So I didn't get any sewing in, which is kind of surprising, but what did everybody else do? Have a good time?
I sewed all day.
Oh, you sewed, yes, and you got money
did.
and you went shopping.
Yeah.
I got taken out to dinner with my daughter, worked at the old spaghetti factory, and it was all hands on deck because it was Mother's Day.
Oh,
Mm.
Oh,
My mother and I went over to Joann's because they had a big Mother's Day sale on embroidery thread. And
Oh.
and my husband came with me and we were introduced to the Ruby 90
oh,
and their new sale. It's a brand new machine. But a long story short, I got a new sewing machine for Mother's Day and it's Epic 2.
and it's what?
wow.
It's called an Epic 2.
Oh,
It's privately owned sewing machine on the market. Here, if you guys, I'll turn my computer so you can see it.
there it is.
Oh, beauty.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. So computer screen on the front. It's by Viking.
by Viking.
Wow. That's nice.
She's got a 23-inch deck with a 10-inch tall neck.
Oh, nice.
So she's about 58 pounds. So it's not going to be one that I'm going to
Yeah, it's a set to sew.
It's
Yeah,
a set to
not
sew,
a
but it's an
trouble.
embroidery, it's a
trouble.
sewing
Yeah.
machine, Wi-Fi capable, cloud,
Cool.
it's cloud storage.
Wow, Amber gets the Mother's Day bell.
Yes.
Can't compete with that. I got a lunch and a dinner.
What did you name her, Amber?
I haven't named her yet. I haven't even got her turned on yet. I've got the wheel sitting in front of me.
Yeah, she's sitting on a box. She needs a new table or something.
So I've got to move the Ruby. And but the thing was, is it was supposed to, they're like, you ought to trade in your Ruby. You've got, 600 hours on the Ruby in the last 10 years. And I'm like, no, that's just sewing hours. I got 512 embroidery hours on it too. So there's over 1,000 hours on her in 10 years. And they says, you ought to trade in the ruby. And I was having separation syndrome. I couldn't trade in my ruby. She's a magnificent machine. There was no way I was trading in my ruby. And so push comes to shove and everything happens and stuff like that. They were able to give me the Epic 2, which is 3 steps up from the Ruby 90 for the same price as the Ruby.
Oh, nice.
And I went,
Okay. Okay. Because the thing is that other machine that you have is really what you'll use for embroidery. And then this one is for
Yeah.
machine sewing, machine quilting, or something else. But yeah,
Well,
like it designates its own stitching.
yeah, the Epic, because she's a lot bigger. I mean, she's a good 3 times bigger than the
Yeah.
Ruby I got. I will definitely do the hand quilting on that and do my freehand work and everything on the Epic. And the biggest hoop this one can use is a 15.5 by 15.5 inch square
Wow.
hoop. So it has an embroidery area of 15.5 inches. So I mean, she's a monster size.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm
That
just
is cool.
Well, what's funny is that I used to work on these machines like 2 years ago is when I quit Viking, and they had the Epic Standard, then they had the Epic 1, and then this is the Epic 2, which is all of that information and all of the, oh, let's make this better or fix this problem, the Epic 2. And then I brought this machine home going, I would have never thought I would have gotten one of these things.
That's cool.
And my mother has already got a list, she's already written down like,
You're like, I already have no time on it for
and I'm like,
it's all
we
her.
got 4 blankets in the work. And she's,
Yeah.
those can get done first, but I want to do this and this and this. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do this.
Yeah, you're like, one for her, one for you, one for her. Wait,
Yep.
Start with you. One for you, one for her, one for you. Yeah, start with you. Yeah, Kathy, what's the machine you're waiting for? Is that one a new one as well?
It's another baby lock,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's steps up and, oh, I can't remember the name of it. Starts with an S.
Destiny.
You know,
Soprano.
Soprano.
Yeah, the
The
soprano.
soprano. Yeah.
That's what I have too, to carry, like to retreats and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, I
nice.
like it. I like it
Good.
a lot.
Good.
I haven't had
I
any trouble with it.
Well, I have a baby lock and I've never had trouble, and it's a mile away from me. She never makes me wait for service.
Oh,
I can
good.
call and she'll talk me through if there is something.
That is so
So-
worth so much.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting rid of my other one because it's a little lighter, and with my back issues, if I go somewhere, she suggested maybe I keep that one. And they'd only give me 200 trade-in because it's old.
Right. So you're like, it's
Yeah.
not even worth it. Yeah.
well, with the deal that they hornswoggled with me, I had a So Sweet 250. The last time those were built by Viking was 1966. But they gave me a $7,000 trade-in on the Epic, and that's why I was able to grab it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, dude, this thing's not even worth $25. And then they were like, any Viking. And I'm like, well, I have.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know.
Like-
Some people have like stopped into the secondhand store, picked it up, and then taken it in because
We
of
have
the
people like a DI and bring in at their
or Salvation Army. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I had this one. This one's been sitting in the bottom of my car. This is my great aunt's, and it just quit working. And I took it in to get it fixed for my second machine because you have an embroidery running. You want to be able to work.
Yes.
We can't get parts for this machine.
Exactly.
I just kind of sat in the bottom of the closet, and then they went, "Any Viking, working or not?" And I went, "I got no one for you."
Yep. Thank you, Aunt. You helped me move on up. Yeah.
Yep. So
So what else is everybody working on technique wise, or anybody got questions? Pat, what are you working on? Monica? Chris is doing some calculations of,
got my working on Christmas.
oh, Amber's working on your blocks. Those are cute. Scrappy.
Yep, they're coming through.
Yep.
I finished
I'm
my,
studying.
I finished, I forget, is this the moonflower?
Oh, yes.
Oh, nice.
I finished it. I did
Nice.
not put, I had a thing to put in the middle, but it was too big. And I said, oh, well, I'll just leave it blank. And so I've done I sewed the binding on. I don't know if I did it right, but I sewed the front in, and then I pulled it over and I made sure it was longer in the back. And then I stitched in the ditch in the front so that it was
Uh-huh.
at the back of the thing. I also glued it. so I'll have to wash it. It's kind of stiff. But
If it's a wall hanging, the stiffness is okay.
yeah,
That's
that's what I kind
adorable.
of figured too. I didn't know if I wanted to, but
Yeah,
I may not.
it turned out really good. I like the bright pink
you.
pop. That's fun.
Yeah. I also,
Congratulations on finishing.
thank you. I am kind of slow at finishing things.
No.
But this one I started, was looking at a magazine that an elderly woman had given to me that I forgot that I had. And it was built Built as you go.
Oh, yes, yes,
And-
yes.
And it was kind
Oh.
of different. You make the block first. You don't put your borders on. And then you stitch whatever you want to do for that block. And I did put borders all the way around because by the time I got done with it, I said, I'll never finish this if I have to put 4 more blocks together because
Yeah.
it's going to be kind of big. And but I decided I would stitch it down in the back. So you can see I have very little stitch. I don't particularly like to hand stitch, so.
No, I don't. Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's the card trick quilt
yeah,
block.
I had
Yes.
never made one of those, so I thought, well, that would be an interesting one to make.
I made it once. It was like one of the first, I think it's in one of the first quilts that I made. It wasn't my favorite block. It confused my brain and I never got it in the right pattern. I finally did, but I was like, I'm never making this block again.
It was difficult. That's
Yeah,
why
and I don't think I've ever made it
again. I was getting tired of it.
Yeah.
And I've been working on Homestead, of course. So I have
Okay.
my block.
Oh, there you are. Yep.
Oh, I can see through it. And here's my little pinwheel. And I still have the smaller, I have this part done.
Oh, you're flying geese. Lovely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. It doesn't really look, it looks okay, I guess.
No, I think overall, when you get it in the quilt, you're not going to be bothered by anything that's bothering you right now. Sometimes seeing them individually, you're like, I don't know. But when you start laying them out together and they all fit in, you'll have
Yeah.
that movement of light and dark and the movement of color, and it will be just great.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
these were, actually, these were easier to make than the last time I tried.
For the flying
At the very
geese.
beginning.
Yeah.
And the points came out really well.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
good.
Yes.
So I was
that
kind of
was-
surprised in that. I was thinking, that's usually where my problem is. I
Yeah.
finally conquered the 1/4 inch.
Mm.
I bought something that points out the center line would be the 1/4 inch, would be when you were on diagonal.
Uh-huh.
And the line on the right would be the 1/4 inch mark. And it comes out quite a ways, so you can actually look at that as it's going through the needle, and it keeps it straight. So I'm like, oh, that's all I need.
Yes.
To follow.
Yeah. Is that one that's like, I was looking for mine. It's a ruler and you can mark the both sides of it and stuff. It's really skinny ruler. Is that what it is?
No,
Or
it's
is it a
actually
tape?
one of those. What's it called? It's from Bee in My Bonnet.
Oh,
She has
okay.
made this like a flower type thing. It has a grid on it, and it has a hole where you slide it under the foot, and then it has lines.
Oh,
The grid
okay.
helps you to make sure that it's straight.
Is it a
And
sticker
so, no, it's
or it's a
actually
hard
plastic,
plastic? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
but I just tape it down with washi tape, and it comes up easy when you need, because it covers up my spot from my the little bobbin.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. I'm
But
gonna have to look it up,
Well-
but yeah.
works for me. But there's also the angle tape, I guess they
Mhm.
call it, which I haven't tried that, but I think I might get some of that sometime and try that as well.
I think Allison from Cluck Cluck Sew has the 1/4 inch seam tape. Yeah, that you can put on your
Yeah,
machine.
that's nice for doing, knowing where your center
Lots
line
of
is.
chain piecing. Yeah. And that one's nice too because it's a washi tape, so it doesn't leave any sticky, but then you've got enough on the roll, you won't cry about having to
Right.
replace it.
Right.
When it starts picking up and you're like, oh yeah.
And what is that one called?
That one's by Cluck Cluck Sew. It's a 1/4-inch seam tape. I think Fat Quarter Shop has it. Amazon has it.
Yeah, I think that Fat Quarter Shop has it.
There's a lot of people that have it now. But it's a 1/4-inch seam tape by Cluck Cluck Sew. Penny's got hers out. Yeah.
Let's see.
It's
Can you see that?
blue.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So the red line goes right in your center and the blue lines are your 1/4 inch on either side of it.
Oh.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
And they are
Nice.
accurate too.
I need
so how
that.
much of it do you use? Like a little, like in 2 inches or 3 inches?
You know, you can
Yeah,
use
because
as
you just
much
put
as
it on
you
the
want.
front of your tape or your front of your sewing machine
Yeah.
table that
I
runs from your
I
needle.
like to use it from the edge of my needle down to where my fabric stops, below
Gotcha.
where my fabric stops, so that I can see where the center is.
So I have a neat story, and I think I might have told you guys at the last meetup. I can't remember. I went to see my sister, and I think I did show this quilt a few weeks ago, but I was teaching her to quilt. She never had ever sewn really before, and she was telling me she had her little sewing machine that she bought. It was $68. And she made this beautiful quilt, and she got her 1/4 inch right off the bat. We made a little 9-patch pot holder first. And this quilt right here had a lot of points in it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. It was just one. So it was just, if you can see this, it's just this rectangle here.
Oh, yes.
Lights and darks, it's all scrappy, and that was the only part of the block, and then you put it together, you know. But that was the only piece that she was sewing over and over. It perfect 1/4 inch. I don't know how she did it, because she did not have a 1/4 inch foot, but I gave her one of my just regular feet off of my soprano that I never really used. And I showed her how to just look at this one little corner of it, inside corner. And then I also put the blue painter's tape on it. And she said that she was more looking right at that corner than anything else. I mean, she didn't have to rip out any seams. I mean, like, whoa. I was so happy for her, but I was so jealous.
Yes. She's the perfect student, Kathy. You're like,
I
"Oh,
know, and she did, and then I wrote down all the steps, because she lives in California and I won't be able to help her anymore, you know, one-on-one. But I was just really, really proud of her. So I'm gonna get it quilted for her and then send it back to her. But
how fun is that?"
yeah, she just took a lot of notes, and then, I mean, I said it's all repetitive, and we'll see how she goes. This might be her last one. I don't know, but
We hope not.
you
It's
know,
not a natural ability, man. She needs to be going.
I know, right? I
Yeah.
was just so proud of her, and
Yeah.
I'm just amazed. She had all this scrap fabric. The only thing she bought was the white.
The background. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
yeah, it was fun. It was fun to teach her.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have to raise my voice that loud, or I didn't have to hit her.
You didn't have to go to the bathroom. Like that's your cue to leave the room. Otherwise,
Oh,
yeah.
But she had the funniest thing. I said, "What are you doing?" Because she was on her phone. And she goes, "I'm just checking. I dialed 911. I need help." like I was gonna, hurt her or something.
Yeah. You were gonna come at her with the scissors or something.
Exactly. So anyway,
Yeah.
so funny.
Well, with your good behavior and her perfect 1/4 inch, that might be another sewing dame is okay
Yeah,
to have.
It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Yep, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So,
that's cool.
yeah.
Vicky.
Let's go back to Penny's tape.
Oh, do it.
When we have the blue lines, do we line the fabric up with the edge of the blue line? You said that's where we stitch?
Yeah, well, that's your 1/4 inch. Yes, that's where you line up the edge of your fabric, because the red line is the stitch line.
Okay, so
That's where your
blue line,
needle
is it a thick line, a thin line? Do we line up just with the side of it?
Hang on. I put it away.
Question.
Where'd I put it?
I think it's just on the inside of it is to me, because then that would be a scant 1/4 inch because it's a little smaller.
Yeah, but if I'm using Quilter Select, it's pretty skinny thread.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So there's your, can you see? The red line is where you're gonna stitch. Or that, yeah, that's where
Yes.
The needle is.
that's where the needle goes. So that's the, yeah. That's where the needle goes. So the edge of your fabric is gonna be on your 1/4 inch line. Because it's gonna be,
So is
Let's
it
do it
going to
this
be
way.
just to the left-hand side of the dark
I
line?
put it right on it, right on the line.
Oh, okay.
Right on the line. That line's
Right
kind
on.
of thick. The far side of the line, the middle of the line, the edge. of the
I
line.
put it right on the edge of the line so that it's on the inside here, just on the inside, right
Okay.
along that. I see just a hair of the blue so that I know I'm staying there.
Oh, okay.
But
Then I'll have
But
to,
I'll tell you, I bought the So Steady mat for my machine that somebody had. I can't remember, but and it's that center line and 1/4 inch line. I haven't used my tape since then.
I have a So Steady extension table for my Ruby too, and I love it.
So, well,
I
yeah,
have this
just
steady mat.
the grid guide
Yeah.
mat.
Yeah.
So it does the same thing that this tape does. Oh,
Okay. No, I won't worry so much about the tape. I'll try my mat.
there you go.
I
Yeah.
made needle holes through my mat because it wasn't secure and I didn't realize it wasn't on there secure and it moved.
Oh, so yeah,
Oh.
then your stitching's off because you're lining it up to something that's not on.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're right, Becky, it does take the big one.
Oh, okay, good to know.
And there's the pattern.
Yes, it's so freaking adorable.
My girlfriend's has a class for it.
Cute.
Yeah, so we shall see.
Yeah.
Time to take the class.
I haven't tried the bigger one. I've only done the little one. The little one is easy to use, so I'm assuming the large one would be as well.
I have the
Well-
little one too. I thought maybe I
Yeah.
could learn on the little one.
I actually, so remember I bought mine, y'all kind of like tricked me
Yes.
into buying.
Because you were like, no, I'm not buying any
Yes,
rulers. And then you were like,
yes.
wait.
But I made it work because what I did was I did not tell you that I bought the big one
Oh,
because I had already read that if you use the black markings, that follows the mini.
oh, okay. So the large
to
one
have-
actually does both.
Yep.
Nice. good
Oh,
call.
you're so smart.
Yeah, I didn't need this one, huh?
Nope.
Too bad.
But I take that back. So the way I look at it is, because I mean, if you can buy it, you can buy it. Hey, no big deal. But the little one, of course, then you don't have to try and figure out. You don't have
Yeah.
to make sure that you're using, the right ones or not. It takes some of the guesswork out of it, I guess.
Yeah.
But it does still have the capability, but it's just, not made as clear, simple, and clear cut, I guess.
Yeah. As the other
I
one.
bought the long arm rulers too so that I could quilt it.
Oh my gosh, how fun
look
is
at
that?
you.
Okay.
I got it on the Black Friday sale pricing.
Oh, okay. Good
Then I
deal.
lost them.
You'll have to and then you
Box
lost them.
together.
Vicky, you need like the pegboard and then everything hangs up on the
I have
pegboard.
no wall.
There's one right behind your head.
That's not my wall. That belongs to the dining room.
You're the only one that
Borrow
lives there.
it.
No, I'm not. I just had that wall painted. It's not getting anything hung on it. I got me a spine ruler for feathers. I'm going to try to learn to do feathers.
Oh my gosh, how fun is that? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes, Lisa Kaye has them. And she had them on sale the other day for 48% off
Oh, still.
her birthday month. I think
Um,
the sale ended Mother's Day. I'm not sure.
What did you buy,
Becky?
Maybe we
Monica?
should have a,
I was just
maybe
gonna
we
say,
should
you
have
were
a
saying
quilting
that the
with-
feather one
Go
existed,
ahead.
and I'm like, they have the plaid border, a braided border one, the feather, the scallop. They have everything
At
now.
Westerly, you mean?
No, who was it?
Was that
Actually,
the one arm?
Westerly does have a nice set too. They have 6 different ones. I have to look to see who it was, but yeah, It's
I just do
14
feather freehand, so that's interesting. I didn't think you could do it with a ruler.
I have
yeah.
rulers and I've taken the ruler class. And what I would say about the rulers is that it's faster to do it free motion. But I couldn't get rid of my flat.
Consistency, the
Yes,
consistency.
I had whale heads.
Uh-huh.
Angela Huffman called them whale heads.
Well, so this will force you into the motion of learning the motion, and then you could go
Which
back
is what
to
I think
freehand
I've
at
got
some
pretty
point.
well, because now I can draw them now with them out being flat. So now it's time to see if I can transfer it to the machine.
Yes,
And I
yeah,
bought the little spine one for the borders and to go around the corners.
yeah. Oh, cool.
Oh, like a baby.
Yes.
Because
Oh,
my
yeah.
machine's so little.
Yeah, that's awesome. What were you going to say, Bonnie or Bobby?
I was just gonna say, I need to have a quilting ruler demonstration.
For a sit-down machine.
Yeah, for my mid arm.
So
Your
it's your,
mid-arm?
so it would be a standard sit-down machine.
Yeah, it's the brother, but I bought the foot for it, and I bought a couple of small, I think they're circles. I don't know. I went basic.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Krista Watson is the sit-down quilter. And so I would watch
Nice.
anything, and I know she recently has stuff to do with rulers on your sit-down. So I would see if she's
Okay.
got anything.
Is that
to watch.
Midnight Quilter?
No,
It's
Midnight Quilter does it too.
Midnight Quilter. Krista Watson is the
no.
one I was thinking of. Yeah, Vicky.
I forgot her name now. Amanda.
Angela Walters.
She's a Bernina dealer, a Bernina educator, excuse me, on the B system that she's got.
Amanda.
Long arms and the domestics for Bernina.
Oh, okay.
She uses both.
Yeah,
She's
'cause-
got her own rulers, which means you can use any rulers. You don't have to buy just hers. I buy everybody's rulers.
yeah.
Buy everybody's rulers. I splurged this month. There's my new ruler.
Good
I
Lord.
dropped 3 of them.
Happy Mother's Day to you. Wait, you might
I'm
get
not
a
even a
bell,
mommy.
Vicky.
I've never been a mother. I'm just an aunt. And I spoil the kids, but since they grew up, I'm spoiling me.
There you
Yes. Oh, you're awesome. That's so
Even
cool.
got me a little straight edge ruler that actually fits my hand.
That makes such a difference. Seriously, being
Does.
able to hold it without your fingers in the way makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that other one, my other one is like a 1/2 inch or an inch bigger, and I just couldn't do it. And I think this is going to work.
Yeah.
And I'm finally learning to keep my little pinky out here on the fabric.
Oh yeah, I hammered that one last year. Woo, baby.
I'm
Don't
getting
do
there.
that. At least I didn't sew it, but I hammered it.
I'm
Yeah.
going to mute for a minute. Becky, I don't think you were on, and at the show and tell, I had taken a doodle quilting free motion class in color
Yeah.
on 28 weight thread.
Oh,
I'm going to go find that so I can show you.
okay, do. Okay.
Let me
Does
ask
anybody else have any
everybody, does
questions or
anybody
anything
ever-
else while we're waiting? What's that, Amber?
Does anybody do die cast cuts? With the
Like an
machine
ACU quilt or
things?
ACU
Yeah.
cut, I mean?
Oh, yeah. I
Go
do.
or something? Do you?
Yeah.
I've used them before, but I don't have one.
What do you have, Bobby?
I have the AccuQuilt Go.
Do you like it?
When I'm scrap quilting, where I'm just trying to get, past just cut out strips or blocks, like make charm packs, because I'm trying to get through my scrap fabric. It's handy. It wastes a lot of fabric,
Mm.
but for the quickness of it, and because I have arthritis, if I'm doing a lot of strip cutting and stuff, my hands and wrists wear out pretty quick. So it's handy for that. I have my sister's. She actually is the one that let me borrow it. And I'm doing a scrap quilt to use up all my leftover fabric. So I'm using it to just cut 2.5 strips and 5-inch squares and it's handy for that. But I also a lot of times have to have my husband do the crank because it's hard.
Oh,
I'd rather have the electric one.
Yeah, I was gonna say
gonna,
there's a
you know,
new
if
one
I
out
was gonna invest.
called the Big Go. I'm not sure who,
mhm.
but it's a
Yeah.
electric one.
That's the
Yeah.
electric one. Oh.
That's
Yeah.
electrical one.
I think they waste a lot of fabric because
They
you've got to
do.
have fabric. You've got to have fabric on either side, and
To feed it
yeah,
in.
Yeah.
mine's sitting in the closet, and that's where it's been ever since I bought it 5 years ago.
You
and
tried
I
it
made-
3 times and you're like,
Yeah, I did all the strips for king size quilt because I did all 2.5-inch strips, and so I just did those. But I wasted a lot of fabric. I can do
Yeah.
them better. I can do them better with
A ruler.
any kind of strip
8 inch.
cutter. Any kind of strip cutter.
yeah.
that
So I
you're
guess the
laying
thing
in.
is you have to understand that it does waste. So when you purchase fabric to do a specific thing using the machine, you
Yep.
have to make accommodations to purchase more to make up for that loss.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I'm only using it to cut up my, I have a lot of fabric from when I belonged to a charity quilt group, and it doesn't belong to any kit, or I haven't kitted it up yet, so it's just in there. I just want to get it cut so I can use it for scrap quilting.
Yeah.
That is a good way to use up your scraps though, to, cut them in a certain size and then you have them ready to go.
Yeah.
If you make a lot of scrap quilts.
Yeah. I think that's what Bonnie
Yeah.
Hunter does, is just has her bins by sizes and then she just
Yeah.
goes from
Yeah.
there. Yeah. I just fold them and stuff them in a drawer. So,
Yeah.
Mine go in a
That's your,
big throw
that's your
with
system.
code.
Hey, if it works, it works,
I'll use mine for the same reason. The scraps is perfect. It's actually made me start using my scraps more. I wasn't getting a whole lot of use, but having them cut perfectly, and because it does do it where the dog ears and all that stuff are taken care of, it makes stuff easy to
Yeah.
line up.
Oh yeah.
Even I'll use it for certain things, like in the for example, the homestead. Like I've been trying to use up different scraps for different things, and for some of them, you'll use a big piece and you'll end up cutting it down to size or doing 2 different things. And what I'll end up doing is, like, for instance, I know for the 1/2-inch triangles on some of them, I'd have the big square on the bottom, and I would use the IAQ quilt and cut the 1/2 square triangle size for the other one and have those on top and just sew them straight. And then all I have to literally cut that edge around. It's been perfect way for me to use up pieces. So actually I'm getting more use out of my fabric. I'm actually kind of minimizing my trash
Yeah.
by using it that way. So it's kind of, you have to figure out which ways it's beneficial and which ways it doesn't work for you. Because like you say, it does take up a lot. You're supposed to have a 1/4 inch on each side of the thing. I probably don't do as much as a 1/4 inch, as long as it clears those lines.
Mhm.
That's all
Yeah.
that really matters. And I definitely angle things differently so that I'm only using as little fabric as necessary. So you do have to kind of play around with it. The fact that you do have to do that sometimes is
Longer than just cutting
some
it.
people. Yeah, it's like I don't want to have to even think about it.
Yeah.
But
How many layers
but-
was that cut? Is that 4?
6,
Oh,
6
6
layers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
Unless it's thick fabric. If it's like felt, you want to go. You don't want to do 6. You can't do felt. But
Right.
but 6 of standard quilting cotton.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I think something like the smaller one, the cutter go, like the little one, the cheap one,
Mhm.
like something like that easily for stuff like your scraps and that kind of thing. If you're not going to be doing the bigger pieces, because you don't need to get all of those bigger dies, you could do something like that. That's
Yeah.
a cheaper buy, and to be able to do scraps and do all of your up to your 6-inch blocks kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to think about doing that for my scraps and like doing the pre-cut and then storing them that way, because they are usable
Yeah.
a little bit better.
Right. I started making a little like tray for me to like house them in different sizes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Doing that. So
That's
like
so cute.
it's making me use my scrap more than
Yeah.
I had
Yeah, because really mine are in drawers and then I tend to like pull fabric out and I'm like, I don't really like that. And so then I never use it. But if it was pre-cut in a smaller size, the nickel piece or the, you know, the 2.5, really it doesn't matter. And you're just like, yeah, it's a green that you can work with. And so you just go, yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
I can't pre-cut my scraps down like that because I use them with machine embroidery applique.
That's true. So yours is a different, way different. Yeah. Yeah.
My sister
Well,
comes.
you
every
could
time.
pre-cut, but yours would be a different size. So you would pre-cut maybe to a 12 or a 10.
It's in branding, so I probably can show it now. That's machine embroidered digitized. That one's on a t-shirt.
Oh,
This
fun.
one's done as a patch, but I put it on a t-shirt. Talk about hard to hoop. I hooped it on the sleeve.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my
Jeez.
gosh.
How did you do
So
that?
if you belong to my girlfriend's, the club, my girlfriend's quilt shop, the club, they're coming out sometime because they're.
Oh, how
they're-
fun. That's
It's
one of
been
your
in branding
projects.
for 3 weeks.
So
Yeah.
Vicky, as far as the scrap thing though, you could always, so like I have some that are my large ones that I don't want to, or sometimes it's pretty fabric or certain fabric that you don't want to pre-cut because you love that fabric.
Yeah.
So I mean, you always can still have your section of bigger cuts, and I just usually just fold those in thirds.
But machine
And,
embroidery,
you know-
yeah. For machine embroidery, I'll take the big piece and I'll just put the part of it that I need over the design. And once I get
Yeah.
a placement stitch and tack down, I trim it off and put it back just like it is, in case I need a bigger piece for something else.
Yeah, it's true.
Since I do more than one thing, it makes it kind of hard. There's my doodle class.
Oh my gosh, how
Oh.
fun is that?
Now this is, let's see.
Your
this-
feathers aren't flat heads. Those aren't bad at all.
That's why I said I'm getting better. They used
Oh,
to,
good.
I used those Westerly feather rulers and took a feather class with the rulers to break my
Oh.
flatheads. And then I went back to trying free motion. This is one where you use the 28 weight thread and you go over it and over it. It's kind of like sketch doodle.
Yes.
This one was only one strand, but it's a bad color. You can't see it. This one's just 128, and that's the McTavishing.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see the McTavish. I did good with the McTavishing.
You did, but it's tiny,
myself.
like it's really small.
It is.
Yeah.
You're supposed to make them bigger, but I haven't got that knack yet. I can just do them small.
I know. Sometimes I start off big and then by the end of the quilt, it's like half the size. I'm like, oh, I tried.
And that's the one where I tried to go over it in the doodle thing, where you go over it more than one time, like when you're sketching.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. It really different look. Plus, it almost like trapuntos it a little bit
Right.
because
Because
you're
I've got a little bit of an orange peel down there.
Mm-hmm.
I had a small grid, and it's just one piece.
Yeah.
But they basically stitch with just one strand of 28, but you go over the design multiple times to give it a sketchy look, and you change colors. And there's my back.
That looks really good.
Oh.
No, not even one bird's nest. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really was, this was so neat. And I only paid $20 for the class because it was through a quilt guild in
Oh, fun. Yes, yes.
Wick, North New York. And they accepted, it was a modern quilt, and they accepted me from down here as one of their extras,
An outsider extra.
an outsider
Lucky.
extra.
So
And
is that
it was
embroidery
so neat.
that you
I got a
did?
big drum show and everything.
It's long arm.
Vicki, was
Amber.
that an embroidery you did?
Long arm?
No, free motion long arm. Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, before that, when you showed us the
On my
pattern.
domestic.
Yeah, the
I was
patch
only
one.
teaching domestic that day, so this is on my domestic.
Oh, that's cool.
Ah.
The other one on the sleeve is embroidery machine. and
embroidery.
That's on my sister's quilt shop.
No, my girlfriend's quilt.
My
shop.
girlfriend's. Yes.
What machine do you use, Vicki?
For which parts?
The embroidery.
I have a Brother Dream original, and I have a Luminaire original and a Bernina 780.
Yeah, you sound like a SAR.
Uh-huh.
From
Got one of
several
those.
sewing machines.
And I use
Let me show you
Bernina-
this one here. Can you guys see this one?
Yes.
Working on this when we were doing the getaway, and I finally got it done. Can you see the,
I like those trees.
and then the burnt trees?
Yes.
Wow.
Those
So
are all
I
machine
finally-
embroidery.
This is a machine embroidery, yes.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah,
or
beautiful.
solid stitch, I can't see.
You see that?
Is it applique or solid stitch?
It's solid stitch. It's embroidery,
Wow.
plain embroidery.
All the way?
Uh,
Yeah.
Over 4,000 stitches or 400,000 stitches.
That's insane.
You know,
I
and
like
then the
those
trees
trees.
were about
Those trees
22,000
are
a piece.
amazing.
The trees are amazing, Vicky. I agree. Those are beautiful.
Those are
for
3 layers.
trees.
I designed them in 3 layers, and I used each layer a different color. If you can see it, you kind of give it
Yes.
the effect. I don't know if
Mhm.
you guys can see.
Yeah.
So you digitized it?
I did. I have a program called Premiere Plus 2, and I design my own embroideries. So I play with,
You're working with your
Yeah.
Viking program.
and then it works with my Viking. This one is all in, that one had a brown. This one's all in the gray, different color grays, like 4 different color grays. I don't know. You guys seeing that or?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that second
Beautiful.
tree and you can tell a lot.
We can definitely tell it's at least 3 different colors.
Yep.
Yeah, and so what it is it's the dragon blowing fire. That got shifted a little bit. If you look at it close enough, it's actually out of its alignment. But I was like, it's out in the middle of nowhere, so I put some trees on it. And the thing that's funny is my mom is like, "You are incredibly stupid because this is the back of a quilt."
Ah. It'll be fun anyways. It's double-sided. Yeah.
Why are you putting that on the back of the quilt? I'm like, because the front is 16 by 16 blocks and it just wasn't go.
It's because it's reversible. That's how we play a game.
There you go.
You get 2 for 1.
I'm not-
Reversible.
I'm not very good at digitizing. I had to have help with the logo. I couldn't get my stuff to stay welded. I
Oh, okay.
did it at the wrong time, which I've learned now.
Okay, yeah, I have a program called Premiere Plus Premiere, and it's got about 20 different modules in it. So I mean, I can do all sorts of things with it, and I love it. And a lot of the embroidery that I end up doing is my own creation,
Yeah.
because I went and I did like 7 classes, and it's almost like programming. But the one that I really enjoyed was it has a module in there where you can literally, you draw what you're going to do, and then the program will set up its stitches, and then you go back and decide how many layers of stitching you want and where you want your final stitching and stuff before you render it and compile it. But it is when you're working with designing things and before you render it, it is definitely a RAM hog on your machine. You've got to have a computer with enough memory and RAM and just
Yes.
power to be able to run that, because it's like dealing with pictures, like a raw picture, and you're delete, you're adjusting and working with and stuff like that. It runs into that. I mean, some of my embroideries are monster size before I get them.
Yeah.
My nephew's had my PC set up. He had me buy a gaming PC
Uh-huh.
and he had an extra hard drive installed in it. So my
Yep.
files are on my D drive, which is a separate internal hard drive than my C drive.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I went out and got a 4 terabyte. I got a 2 terabyte memory stick.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like over 60,000 of my embroideries and stuff that either I've collected over the year or I've designed myself. And the other day it was full. I went to go put something. We don't have any room. And I went, and I went up.
Not even happen. Oh my
It
goodness.
does happen. My D drive's almost full. Nicholas has,
Yes. Yeah.
I tried to
those
copy
files
it
are
over
huge,
to
though,
an
that's
external
why.
hard drive, and it gave me some stupid message about some of the file names were too long to copy.
Oh,
Yes, that's what I said.
you're like, great.
When I started doing my embroideries and saving my embroideries, I did it in the alphabet. So like all my trees are under T and all my holidays are on H. So like,
Yeah. Nice digitized saving system would be smart.
because I'm like, oh, I need a cat. It's a C, or it's an animal. It's one of 2 places,
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but then you end up with some really tiny folder, but
Yeah.
If it gets too deep down inside the folders is when it can't read them to copy them over.
yeah, you got to be careful of that.
That's where I goofed up. I should have put some of my subfolders and pulled them out as a real folder because it was too long when it got down there.
Yeah, I only go 2 folders deep. So I have the over one that's like an H or an A or whatever in the alphabet I'm using, but all of my, then I have all of my standard folders for anything that's, I decide to start with that letter. And then, so there's a lot of them. Like in holiday, I will have all of the holidays, Halloween, Christmas, whatever. But then
You separate mine.
and then my holiday, like especially for Halloween, because I do a lot with Halloween, it would be like vampires, skeletons,
And those trees.
and the trees.
Those trees. Love those trees.
Might have to share the trees, Amber.
Okay.
Sorry, Becky, we're off on our own tangent.
No, I don't have an embroidery, so it's fascinating. Yeah, it's intriguing. So yeah, yeah. I don't have any plans to buy a machine, but it's part of sewing, so it's interesting.
I have 3, but one of them, actually my Bernina is the one I save for my home deck and my sewing, my quilting.
Yes.
Kind of stuff. I don't usually embroider on it.
Yeah.
Unless I need the free arm, it's just too complicated. It's
Well,
not-
I
friendly
actually got some quilting embroideries that I'm looking forward to trying. I just got my daughter bought them for Mother's Day, and what it is, it's an embroidery that is a leaf design, like you do your freehand work, like you're working on, Vicky, but
Mhm.
you set it in an embroidery hoop and everything like that, and let the machine do it. And I am like, I want to try this.
So you can
I'm-
quilt.
I'm
So
gonna
that's
draw
your.
mine, but I don't have a touch screen. I need a touch screen. So
Mm.
Trevor said was try drawing on a piece of paper and see if I can scan it in and pull it in and then go over it with the digitizing, because I want to digitize them.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
They'll work in the embroidery hoop.
yeah, that's true. If you could get it into, what does the brother speak? It's a BR, isn't it, language?
Vicky, can you use the
yes.
Brother Scan and Cut machine to scan it, and then it has the program that you can digitize it? Yeah.
Well, I can take it on my regular. I have FTCU for digitizing.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I have Walter Floriani's software. I don't use the Brother software for digitizing. I never even loaded the Brother software. It came with the machine. It's still sitting back there.
Yeah. Because your other one works just fine. You don't need
Need
it.
to update it. And my Floriani, you paid one price and you get your automatic updates.
Right. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I've
The Premiere Plus was that way. All the modules and came. I mean, it was kind of a chunk of money to begin with, and the other thing is I have fallen in love with customer service on the Premiere Plus.
Mm.
Yes.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah, because I'll be in the middle of something and I'll get stuck, and I can call them up and go, and they're like, oh no, you need to do this, done this wrong.
Yeah, hit this instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, or try this. And
Matthew at Floriani, it's like, Matthew, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but it's gone. Where did it go?
You know him by name.
Yeah. There's only one person.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
well, see, Premiere has multiples, and I had one 2 days ago. No, last week. The machine hiccuped and it ended up putting like 50,000 stitches, and it was keeping going.
Oh.
But it happened is that it had gotten into a loop of duplication, and I couldn't get it out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Then you have to go back and go.
I'm pretty techy, but I'm not ready to jump into that world yet. So
He was like, oh, we do this and we do this and we do this. Now erase all your extra stitches. And
oh my gosh.
We'll go back.
I like my machine embroidery and I like using it. I'm not going into digitizing. I'm not going to do any of that nonsense, but I do like my machine embroidery.
Yes. Yeah.
And I made cards for the kids, the applique cards and those kind of things. I'll just,
Fun.
yeah, I
They're
can do that
fun.
kind of stuff. That's fun.
Thank you,
I'm trying to learn how
Penny.
to use the Sketch a Stitch, and it stitches out an embroidery on paper, but now they've got a stabilizer that you put behind the paper, which helps it a lot.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Now, who wanted to learn how to use rulers on their Bernina?
That was.
Me.
Oh yeah.
Kathy
Nephew.
And Bobby, I think. Yeah.
and Bobby? Maybe we should set up a little class for that sometime.
Oh, yes.
Totally could.
We don't
The
have
only-
a lot of knowledge, but we're willing to share what we have.
Yeah. The only thing
Advertising though, because I don't know as much as Amber.
no, you
I do
guys-
a lot of
yeah.
rulers too. So if, but all of mine are on the Viking.
Mm.
None of mine are on a brother.
Yay, Penny!
I have all the pieces cut for all 77 blocks.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm only halfway done. Are you talking about for section 4?
Oh, I'm
No,
not
for
even
another
done. No,
quilt.
no. This is for
Oh,
this
something totally different.
foundation piece.
Oh my God. No, bless you. I can't. I want to try so bad, but I can't. I don't think I can do that.
Oh yeah, you can. Yes, not English paper piecing, foundation that you do on the
Oh,
machine.
Okay.
Take
Yeah,
that
yeah,
away
no,
for a
no.
minute.
This is not by hand. This is all machine work.
That's not, I think I was missing up the English.
Yeah,
paper
yeah.
piece.
This
I
is the
can't.
foundation.
I like the
Foundation
foundation
piecing.
paper
There's
piece.
the foundation on the back. So
Yeah.
I have 41 of them done, and I have 36 over here to be done.
Cut. They're all cut, ready to go. Yes.
They're
that's
all
awesome.
cut, ready to go.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for today. Anybody else have any questions or stuck points or?
I just have
Monica,
one question
yes.
for.
Yeah.
I just want to I don't know if anybody else asked or clarified or not. For the hourglass, I think there was a misprint, perhaps.
Oh, yeah. I
Perhaps.
saw that too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kat thought too, she said.
The 5.5 up top and then the 4.5 in the instructions for the block size. I think it's supposed to be the 5.5 all the way through.
Actually, it's quite small if you look at the how it's all put together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I know, but that's
Little
because the
small.
one of them you cut to 3.5 and the other 3 you keep at 4.5. That's the way I think the size difference came. Because if you were only doing 3.5s, you would need the 4.5 block. But because we're doing
Right.
4.5s, you need the 5.5 block. So I think
So the
that's where
5.5 at the top needs to stay the same. And then the bottom part of it needs to refer to 5.5.
correct.
Okay.
5.5.
Okay.
Becky, you'll have to fix that because if I ever try anything, I'll never understand it.
Okay. I'll do that right now. Yeah. So I'll update it and then put a note in the post to make sure that people print the new updated thing. But yeah, if you've already printed it, just cross that 4.5 out and make it 5.5. Okay.
Yeah, when I my section 3 block too, I also was I didn't look at the assembly thing. It had just gotten all excited once I had my block together. So I had put the whole thing.
No, so you have to
together.
unpick the one line.
But I went on, so I just went on and attached half of my
Flying geese.
my, what do you call it? Yeah, I just went on the half of the flying geese
Oh,
to
your
it,
colors
which
are beautiful.
something like that.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. Awesome.
Okay, yeah. So yeah.
It looks so good. Oh, yeah. Your
Well,
colors are fantastic too. Woo, yeah.
And I
And I mean,
left
you-
just a little quarter, I left a 1/4 inch on the bottom so that I could attach when the section 4 piece that we're doing now, I'll be able to just
Do an
slide
L
it in.
seam or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
looks
that should
really
be
good.
the one.
Thank you for
I've got
sharing.
half of section 4 cut. I still have another half to,
Yeah, moving
go.
forward though, I mean, that's good. So cool.
because with the baskets, I'm doing all the baskets at the same time so that I can know what colors I'm doing. So I was more so it's taking time to figure out the leaf colors, I guess.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So that's mainly it. All the background is cut out. So, which is exciting because I've not been doing much sewing at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I did a little bit of quilting, but other than that, nothing. You can see
Have you
my
been feeling okay, Monica?
quilt is still over here.
Not really. I had a really bad week the last couple of weeks, but I'm starting to feel better. I started infusion therapies. I actually had an infusion yesterday. So like today, actually, I'm not wearing compression gloves today for the first time, and I don't know how long. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm definitely feeling somewhat better. But yeah, I've been trying to do things that aren't taking a lot on my hands because I really hadn't been able to do much. I can't like my wrists, I couldn't twist. I can't do anything. So I'm finally starting to kind of get back in the neck of things. And even with the ruler, the big ruler, I was modifying the granny square curved
Uh-huh.
quilt block. For some reason, when I saw it printed out for the coloring page, I was seeing something totally different. And so right now I'm playing with twisting the blocks a little bit.
Oh, I'm
to get
excited to see what you
whatever it is
do.
in my head.
Yes.
I am too, because I see it's weird. I'm like, I see it. I'm like, so I'm trying to recreate. So I've been spending time doing stuff like that, stuff that doesn't necessarily take me having to use my
Pressure.
hands
Yeah.
so much, but I'm
Yeah.
still able to, get some things
Participate.
moved along.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. Well, good to hear. All right. With that, I guess we will see each other in another week and a half at our 7 p.m. show and tell. Bring your projects and ask your questions in the forum if you have anything. Yes,
Yeah.
Kathy, I can see a perplexed look.
Play with my ruler,
What?
Kathy.
Me,
Yes.
Kathy, me. So the 19th, I think I have it down for the, oh, what is it? The retreat meetup or something? Is it?
Oh, it should be coming up, huh?
And do you know what time that's going to be?
Probably the 6 to, I think it was like 6 to 8.
Okay.
So it wasn't too
Kathy,
late.
isn't the retreat the 28th?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh,
So too, I thought 20
oh, let
something,
me, okay, let me look. Maybe I got my, maybe I. just-
I have it at 8 o'clock my time.
Yeah, I've got it 5 o'clock my
Yeah,
time, so
6.
that'd be 6.
So 6
Hold
to
on.
8 on the 28th.
On the 28th. Okay,
Yeah.
just a second.
I just looked at
wanna-
my phone, so that's what I have down. That's when I'm showing up because it's on
Oh.
my calendar. I hope it's right.
Okay, hold on. So you're saying it's the 28th of May?
May, Friday, the 28th.
Oh, so I said 19th, but I meant the 22nd, so I'm wrong. So
Mark
it's the
down the
28th.
28th, 6 to 8.
Okay.
The
Reunion.
holiday weekend, not that it matters.
Memorial
Okay.
Day, is it?
6
Yes.
to 8.
Yeah.
I'm
Hopefully we'll
gonna,
have a good turnout because it's been up there for a while. So yeah.
I'm gonna try to come, but I'm not sure what's happening. The
Yeah.
29th is the service for our friend that passed away.
Oh, okay. So you might.
And
be busy.
so,
Yeah.
but it should be okay. I wasn't going to be able to come if it was on that. I was thinking it was the 19th, but the 22nd, I might not have been able to come to that. So,
Okay.
okay, so 6 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Sounds good. So we'll see everybody later. Thanks for joining and we'll talk soon.
Okay.
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
Bye.